Okay, guys, Dr. Sean here again. We're into our mailbag once more. It's the weekend, so this is what we do. Interesting question here. This one comes to a couple out of Florida. And one of the questions they asked is that their spouse is having a non-allergic rhinitis. Now, rhinitis is an inflammation of the sinus cavity. And in this case, a lot of times an allergy will kick it off and get it started. You're not really blowing a lot of stuff out. It's just swollen. And it can cause headaches, you can get vision problems, trouble tasting food, difficulty breathing, swallowing. It can be very, very, very uncomfortable for you. So one of the keys to this is that they've already tried everything. They wrote in their little note to me that, hey, we've done the prescription sprays, we've done medications, we've tried all the over-the-counter stuff. We're in trouble and we're looking for help. So here's how I would go about fixing this. Now, we're at a distance, so I'm going to kind of address it that way first, and then if you were close, what I would do for you. So how would you fix it at a distance? First off, you got to check the gut. You have to check the gut. The sinuses are just a continuation of this whole tract all the way through. So when you think of the sinus in the nose, kind of think the same thing of the mouth, the esophagus, all the way through. It's one big, long vacuum cleaner hose. And so if one part's in trouble, the whole thing's in trouble. You will very, very seldom, if ever, find something that's wrong in that GI tract that doesn't affect the entire thing. And when it comes to allergies, I've never seen one that doesn't involve the gut in some way or another. Now, what's important here is to understand that the gut houses about 75 to 80% of your entire immune system lives there. So when you look at that, you start thinking, all right, I've got this chronic sinus thing going on. They're telling me it's not an allergy, but I'm having trouble. My body's having problems here. And it's obviously the immune system kicking off some kind of inflammation. So you go back and you look at that. That's your tell. And right away you say, well, maybe it's not an allergy. Maybe it's a sensitivity. And there's a difference. An allergy will put the body into a shock-like statement. You'll get a hive, a rash, things of that nature. Sensitivities don't quite work that way. They don't put the body into that deep state of panic as much as they just are really, really annoying. And they can kick off a chronic allergic type response that feels the same, but it's not. It's just inflammatory. And I think that's probably what's happening here. So how would I fix it? Check that gut, as I mentioned. I would use the 24-hour UA. It's the best way to know, again, what's the body holding on to, what's it throwing away, where are the fires that I have to deal with. Once I do that, the next thing I'm doing, you're going to examine if you could. If not, take a thorough history, because palpation would tell me a lot. In this case, we have to do it from a distance. Now, what's interesting is that, remember, your sinuses are part of that elimination system. And one way to help the body eliminate is to hydrate it. So lots of water. Start putting water in. Make sure you get all the other elimination processes working. Bowel, bladder, lungs are part of that. Skin can be part of your elimination process. Now, there's breathing exercises we can do for that, and if you want them, call the office, and I'll send you a little sheet to tell you how to do that to get that lymphatic system pumping. You hydrate for me. The next thing I would do at a distance especially, enzymes. I would put in some type of a digestive formula to start breaking things down and support the digestive tract and your immune system. The next thing, you remember old nasal that we used before when we had the Bell's palsy? Hey, guess what? It works phenomenal for any kind of rhinitis. Sinus congestion. You'll see it with people that get chronic dry nose or the bleeding and things of that nature, nosebleeds. It's phenomenal. That would be the next thing I would do. So I would digest my food, make sure I'm eliminating, and I would put in that nasal product. Now, because you're far away, we got to give you a couple of tricks. One of my tricks that I like a lot are acupressure points, and I'm going to list them for you now. You start these by just pinching the bridge of the nose, and you work your fingers back and forth. You want to do this for about a minute. Then slide down to the corners of the nose, and the same thing. Work it for about a minute. Then go directly under the eyes on both sides and work it for about a minute, and then slide down straight down to the bottom of the cheekbone and work it again. You're doing acupressure over different meridians in the face. It will be almost instant relief. Now, it may not last for long, so you may have to do it repeatedly. But if you do that, you're going to do great. Last quick trick for you. Get some Himalayan salt. I use a phenomenal brand in my practice. If you guys ever want it, just call me and we'll send it to you. Get some Himalayan salt. Take a pinch of that salt. Drop it on your tongue in the morning. let it dissolve, swallow it, then immediately follow it with 10 ounces of water. Try to repeat that a couple more times throughout the day, maybe mid-afternoon, again in the evening. The doctors that mentored me and taught me that technique say it works very, very similar to Allegra and things of that nature. It helps to kind of get that out, clear up that sinus. You'll know it the second you do it. It'll hydrate, because where salt goes, water follows. So if you're getting a lot of salt in the mouth and the membranes, it all absorbs in there, and all of a sudden you put that water in, it rushes to it. So it takes a dry, congested, stuffy sinus, and it helps to alleviate it and calm it down. I'm Dr. Sean. Hope that helps you.